Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be looking at evaluation of piecewise functions. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Tap on the subscribe button, it's totally free. So we'll be looking at evaluation of piecewise functions. So what are piecewise functions? Piecewise functions are step functions. They are defined as steps. For example, let's say we want to define a function that goes from 1 to 10 as inputs, where inputs are from 1 to 10, but they don't all have the same functions from 1 to 10. So you could say when you have your inputs from 1 to 3, the function is going to be x minus 2. When you have your input from, let's say, any number greater than 3 to maybe about 6, your output would be 50. So in other words, you define your piecewise functions not just as functions, also you could use a constant. So you just keep defining every interval in the given input until all intervals are defined. So let me write down an example. Yes. So we have f of x or g of x or h of x, but we could say g of x. Let's say g of x is equals, this is a piecewise function, 1 where x is less than minus 3. You have x minus 2 where your inputs goes from minus 3 less than or equals x to, and where x is less than 2. And you can call this 5 where x is greater or equals 2. So this is a sample of a piecewise function, and we see that this function is defined for inputs less than 3. So for this, 3 is not part of this interval. So where you have, let's say, g, a number less than 3, let's say minus 5, g of minus 5, according to the definition of this piecewise function, would be 1. But g of minus 3 would be equals x minus 2. Now look at this carefully. You have x minus 2 goes from minus 3 less than or equals x. So when x is equals minus 3, you use x minus 2. And in this case, our x is minus 3. So that would be minus 3 minus 2 equals minus 5. And where, let's take another example, where g is, let's say, 10, because 10 is greater than 2, the value would be 5. I hope this makes sense. So this is a question for you. What would you have when g is equals 3? If your answer is 5, you are correct. What would you have when when your input for g, that's x, g of, let's say, g of 1. If your answer is x minus 2, where you have 1 minus 2 equals minus 1, you're spot on. So let's go ahead by taking more examples. So let's look at this. We want to evaluate this piecewise function, and it's just like the one I explained above. So I'm going to find f of minus 1, and you go on to find f of 0.5 and f of 2. So what's f of minus 1? Where does minus 1 fall? So it falls on the first one. It says if minus 2 is less than x and x is less than or equals minus 1. So it means that f of minus 1, for this one, f of minus 1 would be minus 1. This value here, minus 1. So you go ahead, find f of 0.5 and f of 2. So just as a hint, this is x from less than, where minus 1 is less than x and x is less than or equal 0. So this spans from, this is 0, 0 inclusive, and this is minus 1, where minus 1 is not included. Minus 1, where minus 1 is not included. So for 0.5, you have where for this, for the third one, 0 less than x less than or equals 1. So it means it goes from 0 to 1, but 0 is not included, but 1 is. So if you saw that your minus, if you saw that your 0.5 would be here, and the third definition, you are absolutely correct. So take out 2 minutes, try to figure that out, and let's move on to the next one. So for the next one, you have this. So I will resolve f of minus 2. So for f of minus 2, you have minus 2 on this first interval because it says x is less than or equal to minus 2. So if x is equals minus 2, we'll be using, for x equals minus 2, we'll be using minus 1 over 4 x minus 2. And that will be 1 over 4, don't forget the minus sign, times minus 2, minus 2. So that's half. Minus times minus, that's plus. So you have half minus 2, which is equals minus 1 whole number, 1 over 2. So that's the answer for the first one. How about f of 1? F of 1. F of 1 will be found in this interval. This is for f of 1. So if f of 1 is x plus 1 square minus 3. So it means f of 1 is 1 plus 1, that's 2. 2 square, that's 4 minus 3, which is equals 1. So you move on with the third one. What is f of 3? So take out 2 minutes, try to figure out what f of 3 is. And if your guess is right, your interval will be coming from the third one, because it says if x is greater than or equals to, and 3 is greater than 2. So you'd be using this expression. So we'll be stopping here for today, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. If you haven't subscribed, do well to tap on the subscribe button, like the video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you on the next one.